Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this here is my OT4. It's been sat outside now for about 3 or 4 months. I'm starting it and I'm getting some strange noises coming from around where the AUX belt is. So I think my tension is possibly seized, or maybe my crank pulley is worn out and needs replacing. So I'll do a video of what it sounds like now, and then I'm going to swap out a few parts, see if it rectifies it, and then see what it sounds like after. So if this helps at all, let me know, and yeah, hit the subscribe button, guys. Thank you. So as you can hear, there's loads of noise coming from that belt. You can literally see in the video it's slapping about. So I think the tensioner at the top of the engine there, I think that's the problem, and I reckon that is seized up and not giving my belt any movement. As you can see, there's a load of rust and corrosion around it. So that's my starting point. So to remove that bracket and the mounting, I need to go inside the engine bay and remove the engine mount. So to remove the engine mount, there's two 16mm nuts on top, and there's also one underneath on the bracket. However, to get to it, you're better off taking away the air pipes. There's a boost pipe that can be removed, and the pipe, the tip I believe they call it, going into the turbo. If you remove that, it gives you lots more access to the area. So once the engine mount has been removed, you're able to lower the engine down, and that will give you more access to the tensioner at the top. So to get some movement on the tensioner, you can either use a spanner at the top to put on the lever and pull it. However, I used an adjustable wrench because mine was solid and I couldn't really get any movement on it, so I needed extra leverage. You can remove the tensioner at this point and leave the mounting in. However, figuring it was like seized, I think it's better to put it on the bench and work it out there. So now I've started doing any work on my van, I'm picking up loads of problems. I've got missing bolts, I've got worn out parts, I've got an oil leak causing pretty much these tubes to like wear out, and up on top a load of electrical issues as well. So I shouldn't have started. So the tensioner and mount bracket comes out as one. I've got a nice new shiny pulley, however the lever is absolutely solid. So I've got a tin of liquid wrench. If you haven't used that stuff, guys, you want to get some. It's absolutely awesome. So I'm going to soak that for a bit, put it in the vise and try and work it out. I did notice, however, my engine mount on the top is absolutely knackered. So I'm going to have to order a new one of them as well. Using a vise and a big hammer, I was able to work the lever out the hole eventually. Cleaned it up, re-greased and fitted the new bit. So time to refit it back into the motor. So I've made two rookie mistakes here. I was impatient and I fitted the old engine mount. I wanted to hear what it sounded like, so fitted the old one back. However, when I started it up, engine was rattling about, so it needed changing anyway. And secondly, make sure you put the belt on first. That way you can use the spanner, move the tensioner and put the belt on. Whereas once the engine mount's in the way, you can't move that spanner. You're going to bounce off the engine mount and the bracket. So yeah, donkey. What an absolute donkey. So being impatient, I've put it all back together, and as you can hear, it's still running like a bag of nails. So you can hear the engine knocking about. I'm gonna need that new engine mount, so I'm gonna order one now, get that put in. And then also I think I'm gonna do the crank pulley at the bottom. The rubber looks really worn out, so I don't think it's gonna hurt to change that either. New belt as well. So it's on order. I'll put it all back on and then fire it up see what it sounds like. So there you go guys, that's my van done. As you can hear, it's sounding much better. The only pulley I didn't change was power steering. So I reckon I might need a new pump in the future. There's still a little bit of a squeak, but for the minute I can live with it. I can use it for the summer now. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hope it's helped. Cheers.